not the same. We are too different. You stay in your lane. I stay in my business. I buy a new chain. You like how it glistens.
Hello everyone. So today I'm going to braid my hair down for my wig. So I just washed my hair. So right now I'm gonna take it out of this little towel. And this is how my hair looks after it's been sitting in the towel for a few minutes. So the first thing I'm gonna do is detangle. So this is my big detangling comb. So for me, the easiest way to detangle my hair is to section it in fourths. So I just kind of roughly split down the middle, and then I'll just kind of put this section, this whole half, up in a little bun and get it out the way for a minute. I am done with detangling my hair. This is how it looks with all the plaits. So now I got my handy dandy blow dryer, and I'm gonna start blow drying my hair, and I'm gonna keep it in these 8 sections because I've noticed that when I do that, my hair gets a lot straighter. And like when I blow dry, I want it to get as straight as possible. So I always do these little 8 sections. So now I can start blow drying. And boom, we got one section done. So now let me move on to some other sections. All right. And now my hair is all the way blow dried. So now it's time to start braiding. So the way I like to braid my hair for my wigs, I do 3 braids going this way, like this way, and then 3 braids in the back. And I make them all connect. So that's the best way for me because it lays the flattest for my hair. Plus I have clips on the front of my wig, so having the braids go this way makes it easy for my clips to have something to hang on to versus me doing cornrows and like there's nowhere for like the clips to really grab onto. So I just found that that works best for me. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start to section my hair. I'll part my hair. So I do 1 part down the middle, and I try to make it really straight because I like to have my braids really neat. Like even though like they're not really gonna be seen and they're underneath a wig, I just feel like you should have your wig braids as presentable as possible because you never know when like the worst case scenario could probably happen and your wig comes off and it's bad enough to have braids, but if they're like raggedy looking braids, it just makes it that 10 times more embarrassing. So I just always have to make sure my braids are like super clean, so if the inevitable happened and my wig came off, like my hair would still look somewhat presentable. So I think that's straight. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna get a section probably starting like right here and part it. Maybe that's a little too different. How about right here? So I'm gonna go right here and part it to the side like this. Well, that section was a little too small, so I'm gonna go back. Go back and pull a little bit more hair forward. I think about right there is better. Yeah, that's more like it, I think. At first, it just was not enough to be, because Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm going to comb through this section. I like to use a rat tail comb because I know that's like the thinnest comb. So if a rat tail comb can comb through it, then that means there's absolutely no tangles. So that's what I like to use to comb through my sections. So what you do, you take a little bit from the front. I'm gonna maybe zoom in here so you guys can see. So you take a little bit from the front and you separate it into 3 sections, and you pretty much grab them like this and you start to braid to the side, picking up hair as you go. And since this is the front braid, this finger that I'm grabbing with, I try to grab as much as I can because I want to make sure I'm pulling in as much of my edges as I can. Not to the point where you're like breaking your edges off, but you do want to make sure the braid is like grabbing all the hair. And sometimes you have to make sure you're not pulling from other sections. So that's what you kind of see me pushing that hair back. Because when you're braiding, it's so easy to accidentally grab from other sections. But now that I'm at the bottom, I'm just gonna braid the rest like a plait. And our first braid is done. So that's pretty much how it will look. It's gonna look like that. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna do the exact same thing to the other side. Now that I got the first 2 done, let me take the clips out. And I like to alternate sides. I don't know why. I think it's just easier to keep it even, to just alternate sides to make sure that you are doing your parts even. Every time I braid my hair like this, I always wonder, like, could I make this a style one day? But yeah, so I'm gonna do another braid. Every time I do the braid, I also like to make sure that this middle part is staying straight. Because it's easy, like I said, to accidentally pick up hairs or try to braid and mess up your parts. So you want to make sure that you're constantly rechecking your parts to make sure that they're still straight. Second braid, once you get to the section where you're about to start plaiting, Once you braided all the hair that you can to the scalp, what you want to do is pull from that first braid, pull it into the second braid before you start plaiting, and then just kind of bring it in. Bring it in and then plait them together. So that's how they'll now be one braid, and then on the next one I'll just feed this braid into the next one, and I just keep doing that and going back and back and back. So I have the first 6 braids done. So like I said, I'm gonna do 3 going this way, and then the last 3 are gonna be going straight back. So the way I like to do that is same way. I just pick a side, and I don't focus as much on the parts in the back because number one, I can't even see them to try to get them accurate. And number 2, it's not like anyone else is really going to see them. As long as the front few braids look good, you're pretty much good. So I'm going to start on this side. And I'm going to... My hair, like even though I blow dry my hair, it just reverts back so easily. So like I have to constantly keep detangling it because my hair is like a sponge. Like I'll stretch it out and then it'll just go. So that's what it's doing right now. So I'm gonna take this piece from back here. Maybe I can turn it, and y'all, maybe you all will be able to see. So I'm gonna take this piece, separate it into 3 strands, and then just braid down instead of braiding to the side. That is pretty much how I do it. And I just connected it to the feed-in braid that I've been doing for these 3. So now I just have this little rat tail, and I have 4 braids done on this side. So now I'm gonna go to the other side. So now, as you can see, I have 3 little plaits. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna braid them together. So now I just take a black rubber band like this and tie it on the end, and that's how I secure it. I always like to oil my scalp after I braid my hair, so this is the oil. Focus, not on me. Yeah, Do Grow. This is an Old Faithful product that I've been using since I was young, so I just like to make sure my scalp is really moisturized, especially since I didn't put any oil on my hair before I blow dried. So I just go through all the sections and like put a lot of oil. And I've noticed me doing this, especially with this Do Grow oil, I see a lot of growth once I take these braids down. So this is like a really good protective style. So I do it on my edges, especially since I had to pull on my edges so much. I like to make sure I'm going back and replenishing them. But yeah. So that is the finished product. These are my braids. I do this every single time I'm about to put a wig on. It works so well. These braids typically can last me, as far as looking clean, they can last for 2 weeks, but they can last longer than that. They just won't look as neat and put together. So I will probably insert a clip at the end of this video of me putting my wig on, because I'm gonna go somewhere later on today, so I'm gonna put some makeup on and put my wig on. But this is how the braids look. So yep, we are all done. All right, I am back. I've done my makeup, so now I'm about to put the wig on. Here's my wig. Hold on. So the way I put it on, it has a band in the back, so I pretty much kind of bend my head over, put the band on, and flip it back. And then the clips slide into those little front braids and clip down. And there you go. And then now I just gotta brush it. All right, so my wig is on. I use my real baby hairs in the front. So like, I originally made baby hairs on this wig, but I could never get them to do right. So I just kind of, whenever I put it on, I just kind of brush the baby hairs I did make to the side and just use my real baby hair. And it ends up looking pretty good. So sometimes they look a little wonky, but I'll just brush them back. But yeah, so that is the finished product of how I braid my hair for my wigs. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know if you like more hair videos like this, or just let us know what kind of hair videos that you like to see from us. So see you, bye.